Hello class, I hope that you are all doing well. Today I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to set up your ePortfolio and subsequently how to share the link to that portfolio to me. As I've said in the past, for those of you who took English 103 here on NIU's campus, this will probably be a repeat activity for a vast majority of you for whom that is true. So you may have done this before, but you know, if you need a refresher or if this is new to you, then this should hopefully be helpful. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to niu.edu, navigate to our Blackboard or to Blackboard in general, rather. So go to Blackboard, log in if you need to. Once Blackboard has pulled up, on the left-hand navigation over here, there are a variety of different options. You know, you'd usually press courses to go to our courses, but that's not what we would need right now. We want actually the tools option. So once I click on tools, it will bring up a whole host of options here. I'm going to navigate to the option that says portfolios. I'm going to imagine it's going to be in the exact same place as it is on mine. But if for some reason it's not, just look through the options. You should have a button that says portfolios on it. Go ahead and click there. So when you click that, what's going to come up is a menu of all of your created portfolios. For some of you, you might not have anything in here. For some of you, like I said, if you've taken 103 here, you might have your old 103 portfolio in here. Or if you've used ePortfolio for other classes that you have taken, then those might be housed here as well. So what we want to do though is we're going to click Create Portfolio because we want to create a new one here for English 203. So I'm going to click Create Portfolio. And I'm going to give it a title, so, you know, something appropriate. So I might just do Maryland's ePortfolio. Actually, I'll call it Maryland's 203 ePortfolio. So I'm going to edit here. Okay, so once you've given it a title, you'll select this button down below that says Select Portfolio Template. Once I click this, you'll notice that over here on the left, there are a variety of different pre-constructed templates for your portfolio. So what you're going to do is you're going to navigate to this one that says English 203/204, because of course you are in English 203. So this one is constructed for you all. Okay, so I'm going to click English 203/204. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and push Submit. Once I've pushed submit, that's all I need to do on this page other than hit submit. Don't mess with any of these check marks here. You don't need to add a description or anything. Just give it a title, choose the English 203/204 portfolio template, and then click submit. So once you do that, it's going to give you the option to get a quote-unquote tour from Blackboard on all the tools and things like that that are available to you in the ePortfolio. You can certainly take that if you'd like. Otherwise, you can just hit no thanks, I'll explore on my own and just continue watching my video because I'm going to show you how to do the things that you're going to need to know how to do. So I'm going to click no thanks right now. So then what this brings up is, in essence, the bones of what will become your ePortfolio. Now, your ePortfolio, once you create it, looks like almost like a mini website. It's very simplistic in nature, but it will have a home page. And then from the homepage, you'll be able to navigate to each of the sections that include pieces of your writing. So as I told you guys, there are 3 sections that you need to fill with writing that you've already done. There's the analysis section, writing with sources, and audience and genre. And then you will also include your longitudinal reflection, which will be written and then turned in along with the link for your ePortfolio once that's finished. So what we want to do though is set up your ePortfolio. So that way it's got all the pieces that it needs. It has all the information that you need to have, all of that. So we're going to work on the home page first, which this is going to be the first thing that people see when they look at your ePortfolio. Now, here is where you will want to give some information about yourself. You should write a little blurb, tell your audience who you are, maybe what your major is, what you hope to accomplish in the future after your college career, perhaps maybe some of your interests, etc. It doesn't need to be anything super exhaustive, but just give like a short paragraph about who you are and whatnot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure over here in the navigation panel, this is going to be where we click on things to move about, to edit specific sections. So I'm going to click on home, which is where I'm already at, but we're going to pretend I'm not. I'd hit home. So it says home up here, so I know I'm in the right place. So I'm going to click anywhere in this white space here, and you'll notice that it changes to where it becomes editable. So here where it says section 1, I'm just going to put about me. And then here in the text generator here, you can type your about me. My name is Marilyn, and I am a freshman at NIU, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so obviously make sure you don't just give this information, compose a short paragraph that, tells your audience about you. But we're going to pretend like I've done that. What you're going to do after you've put in the information that you need, you can decide if you'd like to add a picture. What you would do if you decide you want to do that is you can click this little picture icon, and then it'll bring up a menu where you can browse your computer to find the photo that you'd like. And you can also give an image description and title for visual impairment if you'd like. And then what you'll do after you do that is you'll hit insert. Of course, I haven't actually picked out a picture to put in there, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just cancel for now. But you guys, if you'd like, you can add a picture of yourself or, something that represents your interests or your major or something. Just make sure it's, school appropriate. And then after I've done all that, I'm going to hit save to make sure that it saves my progress. Okay, because if you forget to hit save, it may not. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through for each of the 3 writing sample sections. So I'm going to go to analysis, for example. I'm going to do the same as I did last time, and I'm going to click in this white section to make it editable. And where it says section 1, you can kind of decide what you want to do here. What a lot of my students have done in the past is they've renamed section 1 to like the title of their paper or the title of the work that they use. So for example, in analysis, you want to find a paper that you feel demonstrates your ability to do some sort of analysis through your academic writing. So someone here might put something like, maybe you'll use your CSA paper, so your comparative source analysis. So you might just put comparative source analysis here. Some people have also used the title of whatever paper they're using, or meaning like whatever title you gave it, so your more creative title. I'm just going to use the name of the assignment. So comparative source analysis. Now down here in the word processor piece, you will want to give your readers a little bit of a description of the paper and how you think it demonstrates your ability to do the thing that the category suggests. So here we're on analysis. So I'm going to explain to my audience how the comparative source analysis demonstrates my ability to do analysis within a paper setting. So it doesn't have to be exhaustively long or anything like that, much like your bio in the homepage, but it should be something at least that gives your audience that idea of the suitability of this particular paper that you're going to end up attaching to demonstrate whatever the category suggests. So here I might say something like, in the comparative source analysis, I compared and contrasted the And here in the comparative source analysis, of course, we compared and contrast the reliability of a number of sources. I provided both a summary of the work and also evaluated the reliability of each work based on a number of factors. Oops. Yada, yada, yada. So you might add just a little bit more, like a sentence or two more than I've done here, and maybe fluff it out just a little bit more. I use something pretty simplistic just because I'm sort of doing it right off the top of my head to demonstrate for you guys. But you'll want to fill this out for each of the sections. So for analysis, writing with sources, audience and genre, you're going to do sort of the same thing where you describe how the paper that you're going to add to that page demonstrates your ability to do the thing suggested by the title of the page. So analysis, writing with sources, or taking note of audience and genre. So once I have my little blurb set up, then I would have to add an artifact. This is how I'm going to add the paper to that page so my audience can look over that paper and kind of see how it is I went about achieving whatever goal is suggested by the category, right? So how I've achieved analysis, for example, in this case. So to add an artifact, I'm going to click this little blue link that says add artifact with the little paperclip. Once I've clicked that, you have this come up. Okay. Now here, this is, you can add an artifact to this in two different ways. So the first is going to be add from a course. So you'll just notice that I clicked on where it said add from a course, and then you can go through and pick whatever course, so in this case, you can pick from English 203 or for those of you who took English 103 here and have papers from an English 103 class that you might want to add instead of a 203 paper, that would be fine. So you can just find the course that the paper was from. So again, English 103 or 203, find that course, and then any papers that you turned in for a grade for the course that you have selected in the left navigation menu here will populate in this big white space here. Of course, I being an instructor and not having actually turned anything in, it doesn't matter which class I choose here, nothing's going to come up because I haven't turned any assignments in as a student to be graded like you guys have. But once you guys click on English 103 or 203, anything that you turned in via Blackboard for either your 103 or 203 course should populate here. Now, granted, keep in mind, especially for my class, you guys turned in drafts and you turned in final papers. So you're going to want to make sure that you turn in or choose the final version of whichever paper you're trying to find and not the draft version, okay? That being said, some of you may have also uploaded multiple versions of a final paper, so make sure you choose whichever the one is the most up to date or the most well put together version. Okay, so once you do that, of course, like I say, some choices will populate here for those of you who turned in papers via Blackboard, which should of course be all of you. You'll click the appropriate paper and then you would click submit. Okay, of course, I don't have papers that I can select here, so I'm just going to hit cancel for now. But after you hit submit, what will usually happen is that the title of the paper will be linked here where it says add artifact or in this sort of vicinity. Okay, so I said there were two different ways. You could add an artifact from a course, which is what I just showed you how to do, but I'm going to click add artifact again and show you the second way. The second thing that you can do is you can add a personal artifact. Now, adding a personal artifact is going to operate much like when you uploaded your final versions of your paper or your drafts to Blackboard. So you're going to actually have to browse your computer files, select the appropriate file, and then upload that artifact. So I'm going to click add personal artifact. I'm going to give it a title. So here it might be whatever title I gave my paper, for example. So if I did my comparative source analysis, I'm just going to pretend I called mine what is a reliable source? Okay. So we'll pretend that was the name of my comparative source analysis, which doesn't actually exist for me. But anyway, so I'll put what is a reliable source. I'm going to scroll down, and then there's the browse my computer selection here. So you hit browse my computer. It should bring up your options for your files. So navigate to wherever you have the paper saved that you want to upload, find it, choose it, and it should upload. So now I'm going to hit submit, and you'll see that it has a new button here. What is a reliable source? So this is that paper. So now this will be a button on my page where someone can click this and then read the paper that I have written and added as my showing of that I can do an analysis, basically. So the other thing to keep in mind here is if you can, if it's at all possible, uploading a PDF copy. I think when I selected for the example here, I think I selected the Word version. But if you have a PDF copy, it's easier because when your website thing is live, when your ePortfolio is live, when I click the button, it'll just open a new browser window. If you upload as a PDF. If you put a Word document, for example, it will make me download it on my computer, which is really annoying. I mean, it's fine, and I'll do it if you do it that way, but a PDF is far preferred because it's just a lot more quick for me, and it doesn't then necessitate my downloading more things onto my computer because, we all only have so much space on our hard drives, Okay, so that is then, I've essentially completed this. So I'm going to make sure I save my progress. Okay. And then what I would do is go down and do the same thing for writing with sources. I'm not going to go through the steps here with you ad nauseum because it's literally the same process as I did for analysis. So you'll click in here, put your title, put your description, add your artifact. Same thing with audience and genre. Click in here, change up your title for that section, put in your little blurb about why it shows that you are considerate of audience and genre when you write, and then add your artifact. Okay. Same thing with your longitudinal reflection. Of course, with the longitudinal reflection, you guys have not submitted that via Blackboard anywhere else. You are only submitting it in your ePortfolio. So this one, you will have to upload a personal artifact when you are ready to upload. You will not be able to choose from course because, of course, you have not turned that in the course at this point. So that one will have to be a personal artifact. Now, the one thing with the longitudinal reflection, if you do not want to add an additional blurb here, that's fine, but at least give it like a section title maybe, like my final thoughts on the semester or something, like whatever the title of your paper is, that would be appropriate. That's fine. But like I said, for this one, you do not have to fill in this little blurb portion, okay? But make sure you do for the other three, right? The analysis, writing with sources, and audience and genre. Again, make sure you save as you go along. Okay, so once you've completed these pieces here, something else that you can do is you can customize the look of your ePortfolio. So what you would do is up here in the top corner, there's like a dark gray button strip, that has a few different buttons on it. I'm going to click on preview and customize. So once the preview and customize loads, this gives me a quick look at what my ePortfolio looks like so far. So you can even see, like, based on the work that I put into it, the uploads that I made, this is what your ePortfolio is in essence going to look like when you're done. Of course, I didn't actually put anything in for writing with sources, audience and genre, or the longitudinal reflection, but they will all look in essence similar to this analysis one that I completed. Of course, you guys will have a little bit more writing here than I have because you guys are going to take the time to actually complete, a full and well manicured paragraph for me. Okay. And then don't forget to, of course, upload your papers. Okay. So what you can do from here to customize, you can do a few things. You can customize style. or click that customize style button rather, and you can do two things. You can choose your layout. So layout 1 is as it stands now with the left navigation menu here. Style 2 moves your navigation menu to the right. Style 3 will put a box around your navigation menu over there on the right. And then layout 4 will put your navigation across the top. Okay, so you can choose whichever of those you would like. The other thing you can do is change this like background section. So right now it's just showing as gray. You can choose where it says color. Right now it's on default. You can choose from, there's a bit of a selection here. Honestly, I think they're all equally effing ugly. So, you know, choose whichever you feel is the least, objectionable, I suppose. I'm going to go ahead and choose digital learner, I guess. And let's see. Or actually, maybe I'll do something else because I don't think, oh, there it goes. Okay, so there's digital learner. See what I mean? It's just not very pretty. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push save. And then I'm going to close it. And then I'm going to pretend like after we've done that, that we are done, right? That we're going to pretend like I put everything in for each of my little sections here. I've uploaded my longitudinal reflection. I've written all my little blurbs, etc. I've chosen my ugly background and whichever layout I want. Once I'm done doing that, I'm going to push done editing. And then it comes back to this page here. So now we're going to look for the portfolio that we just made, which is this one right here. So English 203 ePortfolio, Maryland's 203 ePortfolio rather. And so now I'm going to show you how you can share this with me. Now, please pay attention to this. You have to share this in a very specific way for it to work. Okay, there's a specific link I need. And if you don't share the correct link with me, that's going to be a problem. I will not be able to see and thus grade your ePortfolio. Now, the other thing about this is we are about to basically create a shareable link. And once that shareable link has been created, it literally takes a snapshot of your ePortfolio in time. So whatever your ePortfolio looks like when you generate the link we're about to generate is the way that I will see your ePortfolio. If you go in and you make edits after you have already created and shared this link with me, those edits will not be live from the link that you have shared with me. Okay, so if you make edits to your ePortfolio that you want me to be able to see, you will have to make sure that you make those edits and then reshare your ePortfolio with any edits that you've made. It will create / generate a new link, and with that new link, I will be able to see the edits that you've made. Okay, now that, I mean, and that's a repeat. Like if you share it with me and then you're like, oh shoot, I forgot to add something. And then you go back and you add something and then you generate a new link and then share that with me. If you say, shoot, I forgot to do something else, then you're going to have to recreate and reshare the link again. Okay. So basically, as I was saying, it takes a screen capture almost of your portfolio in time. And it doesn't live update things as you edit and then publish them, right? So you need to make sure that you share or reshare your portfolio with me if you make changes after you've already shared and created the link. Okay, so that being said, this is how you share it with me. So you're going to find the correct portfolio. Okay, you're going to click on this little menu on the bottom where there are 3 choices. You're going to click more. You're going to scroll down to where it says share. After you've clicked share, you're going to come up with with this screen here. You're going to navigate up to the top here where it says share a snapshot with. Once you click share a snapshot with, you're going to navigate down to external users. I'm going to click external users. then this menu is going to pop up. Now, first it's going to have you enter my email address. Okay, that's who you need to put in here is me. So it's mlorch1@niu.edu. Okay. If you need help finding this, if you forget or whatever, it's on the syllabus. Okay. After you have entered my email address here, what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down, and you don't need to do anything else down here. Don't add a password, because otherwise I'm going to have to enter a password to see it, and that's just takes more time for me to do, and I will be upset. Also, don't create an expiration date. Because if you like only give it a day or two and then I haven't seen it yet, that's going to be a problem. Just don't touch anything down here, basically. Just put in my email address, and that's it, other than hitting submit down here at the bottom. Okay, so after that, you're going to hit submit. And then the next thing that you're going to want to do is take note of this address here, this external URL. This is the web address that you are going to need to send me, or the link rather, that you are going to need to send me right here in blue. So here you're going to highlight this. You're going to copy it. Oops. Maybe I'll copy it. Okay. So after you highlight this, I'm going to hit Command C, or you can right click copy, or I'm guessing, I think it's Control C on a PC. And once you've copied, what you'll do is you're going to navigate to our course. Then you're going to say courses, our Spring English 103, whatever. Then you're going to go to assignments, navigate to the ePortfolio and Reflection, click on the ePortfolio link submission, and then it will come up with here. This is what it looks like whenever you turn in a draft or a final version of a written assignment here, right? Except for today, instead of adding a file from your computer, instead, you're going to go to where it says text submission and write submission. Click on write submission, and this is where you're going to paste that URL, okay? Once you've pasted in that URL, you'll click submit, and then it will be submitted to me. Of course, I'm not going to submit because I'm not a student, and it will probably error on me if I do that. So I'm going to cancel, but you guys will hit submit when you do that. Okay, so that is how you both create your ePortfolio / complete it, and then also how you generate that link to share with me in Blackboard, and then share the link here. So if you guys have questions about the ePortfolio, let me know, of course, and I would be happy to try and help you with whatever questions you might have that come up. Like I say, if you end up making any corrections, I cannot express how important it is. Make sure you regenerate and reshare a link with me. And to do that, you would just go through the same steps. Like if you had to make edits and needed to reshare, you just go to the main Blackboard menu, Tools, Portfolios, and then it will bring up your selection again. So let's say you went in and you made edits to your ePortfolio, and that's where you would do that, by the way. If you need to do part of your ePortfolio, save it, and you haven't completed it, once you want to go back in and finish your edits or whatever, you would just come back to the ePortfolio, hit edit, and it will bring you right back to where you need to make those edits. And then, of course, after you're done editing, you'll save everything as you go, done editing, and then you'll just do the same steps to recreate the link. So you'll hit more, share, and then you'll notice there's the old link up here. So once you create a new snapshot with me, so I'm going to share a snapshot with external users, I'm going to do the same. Use my email address here, of course, And then I'm going to submit. And then you'll notice that it now has two links here. It has two snapshots. So once you go in, you're going to want to make sure that you choose the correct one. So this one was created today at 11:23. This one was created today at 11:27. So this is the one that I just created. So this then is the link that I want to share. The one up above from earlier is now moot. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say moot. I would still be able to look at / bring up this link and see the old version of the ePortfolio. But if you've made changes, then that one is, effectively moot in that you don't want me to look at that one. You want me to look at the new updated version. So then I would, highlight this, copy it, Command C, right click, whatever your copying method is. And then again, just navigate back to the Blackboard turn-in in the assignments folder. Okay. So I hope you all are well. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful in terms of a walkthrough on how to do your ePortfolio and such. And with that, I suppose I will just say I will talk to you all soon. Have a good week.